We're at the Craft Beer in World with Mr. Tom Cadden, Craft Beer Extraordinaire Master. So what was the craft beer scene like in 2011 when you opened the first one?
The UK craft beer scene was very much in the juvenile stages. They had a few breweries pushing boundaries, primarily Kernel, Brewdog, making just like American style IPAs, or maybe really going wild and making Belgian styles was quite experimental and outrageous at that time.
So what do you think it took so long for the craft beer scene in the UK to kick off?
The 80s and the 90s, you essentially had regional brewers making cask ale and then just massive breweries making like industrial lager, and that was it. Some key beers out there like Summer Lightning, Dark Star Hophead. When these beers came out, they were pushing people's perceptions of cask ale at that time. To take the risk and say, well, here, the American scene is really happening. Scandinavia is beginning to push boundaries as well, so why don't we try it as well? And if these breweries hadn't done that, the UK beer scene could still be a very sad, lonely place.
Well, thank God that didn't happen.
Yeah.
What do you think the main difference between the craft beer and real ale movements is?
For me, if it's good solid beer and it's been made for the right reasons, that's craft beer. A lot of these breweries that might be not making the most exciting cask ales probably will go on to. It's just that they're in a juvenile stage.
What do you think is next for beer? I mean, how much can you innovate in craft beer?
The term that's coming around at the moment is like session IPA, which is a bit of a ridiculous term. For me, it should just be a pale ale. And it's what's been produced in the UK for a long, long time. The scene seems to have kind of gone full circle, like it got big, then bigger, then bigger. It's almost as if they're just hiding the flaws that could be in the beer with a lot of them.
Yeah, I call it the getting punched in the face effect, actually.
Yeah. I prefer lower percentage beers. I prefer to be able to analyse and pick out flavours. I mean, brewers are making beers with lower alcohol than they used to.
Would you say there's a typical craft beer drinker?
There's equal amount of male and female drinkers. And I would say that women are far more open to more extreme flavours as well.
Oh, yeah.
As a whole, people are just becoming more aware of what they're drinking. Because of that, it's the full cross-section of society.
Do you think there's a danger of the craft beer philosophy and brand getting diluted just by becoming too mainstream?
I can't see anything bad ever coming of good beer being widely available. It's going to push people's perception of beer, it's going to push the breweries themselves to start making more interesting things. I know that there are breweries out there that are trying to sort of jump in a bandwagon, particularly like Welsh brewery that I won't name, but it's made this craft brewery as part of its thing.
I tried a fake craft beer the other day. I was completely misled by the label, and I tried it and I was like, this is not good. I'm forgetting which large brewery, but it was trying to do craft rather badly.
People won't be conned by these things. Quality will prevail, and these people that are trying to just jump onto a bandwagon will be forgotten.
I read an article the other day. Someone was whining about craft beer and why are those weird beers on my local pub.
To me, that sounds like lazy journalism of someone who's complaining that something isn't the way it's always been. The pubs that are closing are the pubs that are not being innovative in what they're doing. For me, there's nothing more depressing than going into a pub and just finding the generic lineup of standard products. It's just so boring. I'm not sure why anyone would have a business model around that. Bars themselves are realising they have to be far more innovative with their product range. We're opening this pub in Covent Garden.
Well, I was about to get to that because 45 taps. Very excited about that.
We were walking around the cellar with our cellar tech guy, and I'm like, could we not put more here? Yeah, you could, but I mean, how many are you wanting to put in? And it's like, as many as we can. Just went round and sort of knocked a few doors through, and with the cellar tech guy very much shaking his head going, can you just stop now because you're making me upset. And I got to 27, I remember, and he was like, no more. And it's like, just put them on top, So yeah, 30 keg lines, 15 cask. God knows what we'll do with the next one.
I'm very much looking forward to whatever you come up with next. Tom, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. Cheers.